Hello students, myself is Puneet from Pratkirpa classes. Our today's topic is some natural phenomena. In this course, we will discuss two destructive natural phenomena, lightning and earthquake. Firstly, we will explain the whole chapter in detail, which will cover the following. Number 1, what is the meaning of lightning? Question number 2, what are the various types of lightning? Question number 3, what are the two types of charges? Question number 4, prove with experiments that like charges repel each other and opposite charges attract each other. Question number 5, what is the purpose of an electroscope? Question number 6, what is the meaning of earthing? Question number 7, how to protect ourselves from lightning when we are indoor or when we are outdoor? Question number 8, what is the meaning of lightning conductor? Next, what is an earthquake? How are earthquakes recorded? Question number 10, do earthquakes only happen on Earth? Next, can scientists predict earthquakes? Question number 12, what causes an earthquake? Next, what are the likely consequences of an earthquake? Next, what are seismic zones or fault zones? Next, what is Richter scale? Richter scale is not linear. Explain. Question number 16, what is seismograph? Question number 17, how to make buildings quake safe? Question number 18, suppose you are outside your home and an earthquake occurs. What precautions would you take to protect yourself? Question number 19, the weather department has predicted that a thunderstorm is likely to occur on a certain day. Suppose you have to go out on that day. Would you carry an umbrella? Explain. Question number 20. What are the measures you would take in your house when an earthquake occurs? Plus NCERT questions plus many important questions. Lightning. Sometimes we see some sparks on an electric pole when wires becomes loose. Sparking is quite common when wind is blowing and shaking the wires. We also see sparks when a plug is loose in its socket. Lightning is also an electric spark but on a large scale. In ancient times, people did not understand the cause of lightning. They were afraid of lightning as they thought that the anger of gods was visiting them. Now we understand that lightning is caused by the accumulation of charges in the clouds. There is no need to be afraid of lightning, rather we should take precautions to protect ourselves from the lightning.
Such type of lightning flash is often seen by us in the skies when there is thunderstorm. Such type of lightning can take place within a single thundercloud unit, or it can take place between different clouds. It can also take place between the clouds and the earth. Next.
Lightning occurs commonly during thunderstorms. It is correct that buildings or tall structures hit by lightning may be damaged. Although 90% of people struck by lightning survive, animals and human beings struck by lightning may suffer severe injury due to internal organ and nervous system damage. On Earth, the lightning frequency is approximately 1.4 billion flashes per year and the average duration is 0.2 seconds. Types of lightning. Three primary types of lightning are intra-cloud or in-cloud lightning occurs within a single thundercloud unit. Cloud-to-cloud or inter-cloud lightning occurs between two different clouds. Cloud-to-ground lightning primarily originates in the thundercloud and terminates on an earth surface, but may also occur in the reverse direction, that is ground to cloud. The ancient Greeks knew as early as 600 BC that when amber was rubbed with fur, it attracted light objects such as hair. You might have been that when you take off woolen or polyester clothes, your hair stands on end. If you take off these clothes in the dark, you even see a spark and hear a crackling sound. In 1752, Benjamin Franklin, an American scientist, showed that lightning and the spark from your clothes are essentially the same phenomenon. However, it took 2000 years for this realization to occur. Charging by rubbing. When a plastic refill is rubbed with polythene, it acquires a small electric charge. Similarly, when a plastic comb is rubbed with dry hair, it acquires a small charge. These objects, that is, plastic refill and plastic comb, are called charged objects. In the process of charging the refill and the plastic comb, polythene and hair also get charged. Types of charges and their interaction. Charges are of two types, positive and negative. Like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. We will prove the same with the help of few experiments. A. Inflate two balloons. Hang this balloon in such a way that they do not touch each other. Rub both the balloons with the woolen cloth and release them. We will observe that two balloons start moving away from each other. This shows that they have acquired the same charge and hence they move away from each other. It proves that like charges repel each other.
In this photograph, you will see that the balloons are inflated, but they remain as it is. But when they are wrapped with the woolen cloth, they start repelling each other because they have acquired the same charge. And as we know that like charges repel each other, so these two balloons start moving from each other.
B. Rub one refill with polythene. Place the refill carefully in a glass tumbler using the tumbler as a stand. Then rub another refill also with polythene and bring it close to the previous charged refill. In this activity, we have brought close together the charged objects that were made of the same material. Be careful not to touch the charged end with your hand. You will observe that both the refills repel each other. C. Rub a refill with polythene and place it gently in a glass tumbler as before. Bring an inflated charged balloon rubbed with woolen cloth near the refill. We will observe that a charged balloon attracted a charged refill. It has happened because balloon had charges opposite to that on a refill. As opposite charges attract each other. The electrical charges generated by rubbing are static. They do not move by themselves. When charge moves, it constitutes electric current. For example, current makes bulb glow. From these activities, we conclude that charges are of two types, positive charge or negative charge. Interaction between like and unlike charges. The charges of the same kind repel each other while charges of different kind attract each other. Like charges repel while unlike charges attract. It is a convention to say that when a glass rod is rubbed with silk, the charge acquired by the glass rod is positive. The other kind of charge acquired by the silk cloth is said to be negative. It is observed that when a charged glass rod is brought near a charged plastic straw rubbed with polythene, there is attraction between the two. What do you think would be the kind of charge on the plastic straw? Any guess? Yes, your guess that the plastic straw would carry a negative charge is correct.
In this picture, we have shown that it is the positive charge and here it is the negative charge. Both these charges are opposite. These opposite charges are attracting each other. Here you will see that this is the positive charge, this is also a positive charge. Like charges are repelling each other. Here you will also see that this is negative charge, this is negative charge, and both these charges are repelling each other as like charges repel.
Transfer of charge. Firstly, take an empty jam bottle. Take a piece of cardboard slightly bigger in size than the mouth of the bottle. Pierce a hole in it so that a metal paper clip can be inserted. Open out the paper clip as shown in figure. Cut two strips of aluminium foil about 4 cm into 1 cm each. Hang them on the paper clip as shown. Insert the paper clip in the cardboard lid so that it is perpendicular to it. Charge a refill and touch it with the end of the paper clip. Observe what happens. We will notice that the aluminium strips move away from each other or they repel each other. Why it happened? Here, when the charge refill is brought near the paper clip, the charge from the clip transfers to the aluminium foil strips. Remember that metals are good conductors of electricity. Both the strips acquire the same charge as that of refill. So the strips carrying similar charges repel each other and they become wide open. The electroscope is a scientific instrument that is used to detect the presence of electric charge on a body. Thus, we find that electrical charge can be transferred from a charged object to another through a metal conductor. But if we touch the end of the charged paper clip gently with hand, and we will find a change in the foil strips. The foil strips collapse and they come back to their original state. Why does it happen? The reason is that the foil strip transfer charge to the earth through our body and as a result, the foil strips are discharged. The process of transferring of charge from a charged object to the earth is called earthing. Earthing is provided in buildings to protect us from electrical shocks due to any leakage of electrical current. The story of lightning. During the development of a thunderstorm, the air fronts move upward while the water droplets move downward. These vigorous movements cause separation of charges. The positive charges collect near the upper edges of the clouds and the negative charges accumulate near the lower edges. There is accumulation of positive charges near the ground also. When the magnitude of the accumulated charges becomes very large, the air, which is normally a poor conductor of electricity, is no longer able to resist their flow. Negative and positive charges meet, producing long and thin lines of bright light and sound. We see these lines of bright light as lightning. The process is called an electric discharge. The process of electric discharge can occur between two or more clouds or between clouds and the earth. Today, we do not get frightened by lightning like our ancestors did. Now we understand the basic phenomenon. However, lightning strike could destroy life and property. It is therefore necessary to take measures to protect ourselves. How to protect ourselves from lightning or do's and don'ts during lightning? It depends upon whether we are indoor or outdoor. If we are indoor, inside house or building, avoid contacting with telephone wires and electrical wires because they are good conductor of electricity. Avoid bathing during thunderstorms to avoid contact with running water as tap water is a good conductor of electricity. Electrical appliances like computers, TVs, etc. should be unplugged because if lightning strikes a local electrical pole, it can cause oversupply of electricity resulting in severe damage to computer, TV, etc. Electrical lights can remain on. They do not cause any harm. If we are outdoor or outside our house during lightning and thunderstorm, no open place is safe. Remember the phrase, when thunder roars, go indoors. On hearing thunder, we should rush to a safer place. Safe place includes a house, office, shopping center, and hard-top vehicle with windows shut. After hearing the last thunder, wait for some time before coming out of the safe place. If you are traveling by car or by bus, you are safe inside with windows and doors of the vehicle shut. Avoid open vehicles. Open vehicles like motorbikes, tractors, open cars are not safe. Open fields, tall trees, shelters in parks, elevated places do not protect us from lightning strokes. We should not carry an umbrella during thunderstorms because thunderstorms are generally accompanied by lightning. Lightning may strike the top end of the metal rod of an umbrella and thus cause harm to us. If in a forest, take shelter under shorter trees. Longer trees have more chances of striking by lightning, which might burn the tree. Stay away from poles or other metal objects. Do not lie flat on the ground. Instead, squat low on the ground. Place your hands on your knees with your head between the hands. This position will make you the smallest target to be struck. Lightning conductors. Lightning conductor is a device which is used to protect buildings from the effect of lightning. It is a metal rod mounted on the structure or building and intended to protect the structure from a lightning strike. The metal lightning rod requires a connection to earth to perform its protective function. If lightning hits the structure, it will preferentially strike the rod and the lightning energy will pass to the ground through a wire instead of passing through the structure and not cause damage to the structure or building.
In this picture, you will see that this is the lightning rod or lightning conductor. Here it is connected by wire. Here this is the wire, and it is ultimately connected to a copper plate which is inside the has been placed inside the earth. Whenever there is lightning in the sky, there are more chances that the lightning will strike this lightning rod, and this electrical charge will pass from the lightning rod to the earth, and the building will remain safe.
Earthquakes. The natural phenomena like thunderstorm and lightning can cause large-scale destruction of human life and property. Fortunately, these phenomena can be predicted to some extent. The weather department can the weather department can warn about a thunderstorm developing in some area. So we get time to take measures to protect ourselves from the damage caused by these phenomena. However, there is one natural phenomenon which we cannot predict accurately. It is an earthquake. It can cause damage to human life and property on a huge scale. A major earthquake occurred in India on 8 October 2005 in Kashmir, resulting in about 85,000 deaths. Before that, a major earthquake occurred on 26 January 2001 in Bhuj district of Gujarat, resulting in death of about 20,000 people. The Tangshan earthquake, which occurred in China in 1976, resulting in the death of people in the range of 2,40,000 and 6,55,000, was the deadliest of the 20th century. What is an earthquake? An earthquake is a natural phenomenon in which there is a sudden shaking or trembling of the earth that lasts just a few seconds. It is caused by a disturbance deep inside the earth's crust. An earthquake is also known as a quake, tremor, or trembler. An earthquake takes place when two blocks of the earth suddenly slip past one another. The surface where they slip is called a fault place. Earthquakes occur all the time, all over the earth. It is estimated that around 5 lakh earthquakes occur each year, which can be detected with current instruments. About 1 lakh of these can be felt. Minor earthquakes occur nearly constantly around the world in places like California and Alaska in the US, as well as in Mexico, Guatemala, Chile, Peru, Pakistan, India, Nepal, and Japan. Major earthquakes occur less frequently. They can cause immense damage to buildings, roads, bridges, dams, and people. The aftermath may bring lack of basic necessities and mental consequences such as depression to survivors. Earthquakes can cause floods, landslides, and tsunamis. How are earthquakes recorded? Earthquakes are recorded by instruments called seismographs. Do earthquakes only happen on Earth? Earth is not the only place where earthquakes happen. Scientists have measured quakes on Earth's moon and see evidence for earthquakes on Mars, Venus, and several moons of Jupiter also. Can scientists predict earthquakes? Some scientists hold that prediction of earthquakes may be possible in future, while most scientists are pessimistic and some maintain that earthquake prediction is inherently impossible. At present, the scientists can only predict where an earthquake is most likely to hit, but still they cannot tell exactly when it will happen. What causes an earthquake? It is caused by the disturbances inside the uppermost layer of the earth called the crust. As we know that the crust, mantle, inner core, and outer core, the four layers that make up the earth's surface. The outermost layer of the earth is not in one piece. It is fragmented. Each fragment is called a plate. These plates are in continual motion. When these plates brush past one another or one plate goes under another due to collision, it causes disturbance in the earth's crust. It is this disturbance that shows up as an earthquake on the surface of the earth.
In this picture, you will see that the earth has four layers. First is crust, second is mantle, then comes outer core, and then inner core. Earthquake happens when there is disturbance in the uppermost layer, that is the crust. Earthquake happens in the crust. In this second picture, we are showing the plates, as the earth crust of the earth is not the outermost layer of the earth is not in one piece, it is fragmented. You can see that these are the plates of the earth. These are continuously in motion, and when these plates brush apart each other, brush with each other, or one plate goes under the other, then there is earthquake. You will see here that the one plate is colliding with another, and here you will see that one plate is brushing with another. Because of these colliding or brushing of one plate with the another, there is earthquake.
Although we know for sure what causes an earthquake, it is not yet possible to predict when and where the next earthquake might occur. Some other causes of earthquakes are eruption of volcanoes, when an underground nuclear explosion is carried out, when a meteor hits the earth. Earthquakes can lead to deaths of animals and human beings, damage to buildings, roads, bridges, etc., landslides, floods, and tsunamis. What are seismic zones or fault zones? Earthquakes tend to occur at the boundaries of Earth's plates. These boundaries are known as seismic zones or fault zones. Geographical statistics of India show that almost 54% of the land is vulnerable to earthquakes. A World Bank and United Nations report shows estimates that around 200 million city dwellers in India will be exposed to storms and earthquakes by 2050. In the figure, Zone 5 expects the highest level of seismicity, whereas Zone 2 is associated with the lowest level of seismicity. Zone 5 is referred to as the very high damage risk zone. In India, the regions of Kashmir, Western and Central Himalayas, the whole of Northeast, and the range of Kutch fall in this zone.
In this picture, it has been shown that whole of India has been divided into different zones as per on the basis of their likelihood the earthquake may occur to a particular area. In this picture, the red place which has been shown here at different places, these are those places which fall under zone 5. Zone 5 is that place or that area where the chances of the earthquakes are much higher as compared to others.
Richter scale. Richter scale, also called Richter magnitude scale, is a scale used to measure of the power of earthquakes. Because of various shortcomings of the Richter scale, most seismological authorities now use other similar scales such as moment magnitude scale to report earthquake magnitudes. But most of the news media still refer to these Richter magnitudes. If the power of an earthquake is more than 7 on the Richter scale, it is rarely dangerous earthquake. Both Bhuj and Kashmir earthquakes had magnitudes greater than 7.5. Richter scale is a base 10 logarithmic scale. Richter scale is not linear. This means that an earthquake of magnitude 6 does not have twice as destructive power as the earthquake of magnitude 3. In fact, an increase of 2 in magnitude means 1,000 times more destructive energy. Therefore, an earthquake of magnitude 6 has 1,000 times more destructive energy than an earthquake of magnitude 4. In Richter scale or any other magnitude scale, the amount of energy released in the next value in the scale is approximately 32 times greater than that of the previous value, and the amplitude is 10 times greater than the previous value.
Here, this point is more important to understand. Suppose this is the Richter scale, and these are the 10 points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the 10 points on the Richter scale. Suppose an earthquake has been measured 3 on the Richter scale, and next time there is an earthquake of 4th magnitude. Normally, we will see that when an earthquake has occurred, the likely damage may be only 1/3 more, because only 1 point has increased as compared to 3. But it is not correct. When there is only single point increase in the value in the magnitude of an earthquake, the destructive power of the earthquake increases by 31.6 times only when there is an increase of 1 point on the Richter scale. The destructive power increases by 31.6 times. On the other hand, the increase in the amplitude, it increases by 10 times. So if there is difference, suppose say two values. Suppose first time there is an earthquake of 3 magnitude and the other time it is of 5 magnitude, then the destruction may increase by 31.6 into 31.6. It may come around 1000 times when there is difference in magnitude of 2 value in any 2 earthquakes. Next.
Seismograph. The tremors produce waves on the surface of the earth. These are called seismic waves. The seismic waves are recorded by an instrument called the seismograph. Seismographs are instruments used to record the motion of the ground during an earthquake. The instrument is simply a vibrating rod or a pendulum which is attached to a pen. During an earthquake, when earth vibrates, the vibrating rod of seismograph starts vibrating. The pen attached to vibrating rods records the seismic waves on a paper which moves under it. By studying these waves, scientists can construct a complete map of the earthquake. They can also estimate its power to cause destruction. What is an epicenter? The epicenter is a region on the Earth's surface that lies just above the focus of the earthquake is called epicenter. The earthquake does not originate from the epicenter.
This is the picture of a seismograph. In this picture, you will see that this is the string to which a pendulum is attached. Then there is a pen attached to the pendulum. Whenever there is an earthquake, this pendulum starts vibrating, and along with that, the pen starts also vibrating with it. There is a rotating drum which has a piece of paper on it. When there is earthquake, pendulum and the pen starts vibrating, and there are recordings on the chart paper. And on the basis of these chart papers, the scientists calculate the likely destruction which will be caused by the earthquake. In this picture, you will see that the earthquake has started from this point, and the point which lies just above this on the surface of the earth, this is the epicenter, and these are the waves which have been created by the earthquake, which are known as seismic waves.
How to make buildings quake safe? Consult qualified architects and structural engineers while constructing buildings. In highly seismic areas, the use of mud or timber is better than using heavy construction material. Keep roofs as light as possible. In case the structure falls, the damage will not be heavy. Cupboards and other tall furniture should be fixed to the walls so that they do not fall easily during an earthquake. Avoid hanging heavy objects like framed pictures above beds. Some buildings catch fire due to an earthquake, so it is necessary that all buildings, especially tall buildings, have firefighting equipment in working order. Protection against earthquakes. Earthquakes cannot be predicted. They can be highly destructive. So it is important that we take necessary precautions to protect ourselves all the time. All the houses and other buildings in seismic zones where the earthquakes are more likely to occur should be so designed and constructed that they can withstand major earthquake tremors. Modern building technology can make it possible. We can take some precautions or steps when an earthquake occurs. It depends upon whether we are indoor or outdoor. If we are indoor, inside house or building, do not run outside or to other rooms during shaking. You may fall on the ground due to tremors and get injuries. Take shelter under a table or desk or other strong furniture and stay there till the shaking stops. Stay away from tall and heavy objects that may fall on you. If you are in bed, do not get up. Cover your head and neck with a pillow. Move away from windows and other glass objects to avoid injury. If you are in kitchen, quickly turn off the stove and take cover at the first sign of shaking. Do not use elevators. The electricity may go out and the sprinkler systems may come on. If you are outdoors, move away from buildings, trees, telephone poles, and overhead power lines. Drop to the ground. If in a moving car, stop safely as soon as possible and set the parking brake and remain inside the car till the tremors stop. Stay inside your vehicle until the tremors stop. Recap. There are two kinds of charges, positive charge and negative charge. Like charges repel and unlike charges attract each other. Some objects can be charged by rubbing with other objects. The electrical charges produced by rubbing are called static charges. When charges move, they constitute an electric current. An electroscope is an early scientific which may be used to detect whether a body is charged or not. The process of transfer of charge from a charged object to the earth is called earthing. Lightning is a flash of bright light in the sky caused by an electrical discharge between clouds or between a cloud and Earth's surface. Lightning strike can cause severe damage to animal and human life as well as property. Lightning conductors can protect buildings from the effects of lightning. An earthquake is a sudden shaking or trembling of the earth. Earthquake is caused by a disturbance deep inside the earth's crust. It is not possible to predict the occurrence of an earthquake. Earthquakes tend to occur at the boundaries of Earth's plates. These boundaries are known as fault zones. Destructive energy of an earthquake is measured on the Richter scale. The earthquake measuring 7 or more on Richter scale can cause severe damage to life and property. In Richter scale or any other magnitude scale, the amount of energy released in the next value in the scale is approximately 32 times greater than that of the previous value and the amplitude is 10 times greater than the previous value. We should take necessary precaution to protect ourselves from earthquakes.
Now we will perform NCERT questions. Question 1. Which of the following cannot be charged easily by friction? These are the options before us. A plastic scale, a copper rod, an inflated balloon, a wooden cloth. Answer is a copper rod. Explanation for this reason is only non-conducting material can be easily charged by friction. Copper is a highly conducting material, so copper cannot be charged easily by friction. Question number 2. When a glass rod is rubbed with a piece of silk cloth, the rod, there are 4 options. We have choose the correct. The correct option is the glass rod becomes positively charged while the cloth has a negative charge. It is a convention to say that when a glass rod is rubbed with silk, the charge acquired by the glass rod is positive. The other kind of charge acquired by the silk cloth is said to be negative. Now we are to find true and false against the following statements. Like charges attract each other. Answer false. Like charges repel each other. Suppose these are the positive charges, these are the 2 negative charges. In both these cases, these charges will repel each other. However, if there is one positive charge body and the other is negative charge body, then there will be attraction between the 2 bodies. Next, a charged glass rod attract a charged plastic strata. True. A charged glass rod has positive charge on its surface, while a charged plastic strata has negative charge on its surface. Since opposite charges attract each other, so the charged glass rod attracts charged plastic strata. C. Lightning conductor cannot protect a building from lightning. Answer is false. The main purpose of lightning conductor is to protect the building from lightning. During lightning, the lightning conductor transfers the lightning energy directly to the earth and hence protects the building from lightning. Suppose this is the building. Here we have installed lightning conductor. When there is lightning, it strikes there are more chances that it will strike the lightning conductor, and from that place there is a wire attached to the lightning rod, which is ultimately goes to a plate which is below the surface of the earth, and so the lightning charge passes from the lightning rod to the earth and the building remains safe. Next, earthquakes can be predicted in advance. False. There is no instrument to predict earthquake in advance. Next, sometimes a cracking sound is heard while taking off sweater when during winters. Explain. When a sweater is taken off, the woolen sweater gets charged because of friction between the sweater and the body. And sometimes a cracking sound is heard during the given process. Next question 5. Fifth, explain why a charged body loses its charge if we touch it with our hand. A charged object loses its charge if we touch it by hand, because the charge from the charged body flows to the earth through our body. Suppose this is a charged body, we touch it by hand, from that the charge flows to our hand and then ultimately is passes from our body to the earth. So whole of the charge which a charged body has will pass on to the earth and it will become chargeless. Next, name the scale on which destructive energy of an earthquake is measured. An earthquake measures 3 on this scale. Would it be recorded by a seismograph? Is it likely to cause much damage? Answer. The destructive energy of the earthquake can be measured on Richter scale. Yes, an earthquake measuring 3 on the Richter scale would be recorded by the seismograph. This earthquake of magnitude 3 is not likely to cause much damage. Generally, earthquake of magnitude higher than 5 is considered destructive in nature. Here we have shown that if there is the ranges of the magnitudes of the earthquake and the classification of those. For example, if an earthquake is between 5 to 5.9, it is considered as moderate. If it is between 7 and 7.9, it is considered as major. And above 8, all the earthquakes are considered as great earthquakes, and the consequences of that earthquakes are likely to cause much damage to the animal, human life as well as property damage. Next, 7th question. Suggest 3 measures to protect ourselves from lightning. First is don't bath under running water, because running water may cause an electric shock. Next, during lightning, open space is very unsafe. If a person is in open space at the time of lightning, he must rush to a house or building which is covered. At the time of lightning, stay inside the room. If you are traveling in a car or in a bus, stay inside the car or bus with windows and doors shut. Avoid using umbrella at the time of lightning, because lightning may strike the top and metal of the rod of umbrella and then harm us. Because suppose this is the umbrella and you have got hold of it, this is made of metal. This is metal. If there is lightning, then it will strike the metal rod and ultimately it may pass on you because you have hold it, and it will ultimately cause harm to you. Next is do not touch any metal pot. Next, 8th question. Explain why a charged balloon is repelled by another charged balloon, whereas an uncharged balloon is attracted by another charged balloon. Answer is a charged balloon has the same charge as another charged balloon. So there is repulsion between these two charged balloons because like charges repel each other. On the other hand, when a charged body is brought near an uncharged body, the uncharged body acquires a charge opposite to that of charged body by induction. So an uncharged balloon is attracted by a charged balloon. Question 9th. Describe with the help of a diagram an instrument which can be used to detect a charged body. Answer is an electroscope can be used to detect whether a body is charged or not. Here we have given the photograph of an aluminum leaf electroscope. It consists of a metal disc at the top. Then there comes metal rod, and at this point there are two aluminum strips. When the metal disc is touched by a charged body, these aluminum strips move away from each other because the aluminum strips receive the same charge from the metal disc through the metal rod. If there is a charged body brought near it, the charge from that rod will pass through the metal rod to the aluminum strips, and they will receive the same charge and they will drift away from each other. If the body is not charged, the leaves of the foil would remain as they were before. Then there will be no problem. The aluminum strips will remain as they were earlier. List 3 states in India where earthquakes are more likely to occur. 3 states in India where earthquakes can occur are Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, and Assam. In fact, the whole of Northeast Indian states fall in earthquake zone 5. North Indian states are Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Mizoram, Meghalaya, Tripura. In some of these textbooks, it is written that Jammu and Kashmir also falls in the 3 states where earthquakes are likely to strike. It is correct that Jammu and Kashmir is also an area where earthquake is more likely to occur. But the Jammu and Kashmir is no longer a state. It has become a union territory about 2-3 years ago. So we should not mention Jammu and Kashmir in the list of the states where there are more chances of earthquake, because it has now been designated as union territory which falls under the central government. Next, question 11. Suppose you are outside your home and an earthquake occurs. What precautions would you take to protect yourself? If you are outdoors and an earthquake strikes, we should take some precautions to protect ourselves. Keep away from high-rise buildings, trees, signboard, overhead power lines, so that they do not fall on us. If we are moving in a car, stop safely as soon as possible and set the parking brake and remain inside the car till the tremors of the earthquake stop. Next, question number 12. The weather department has predicted that a thunderstorm is likely to occur on a certain day. Suppose you are to go outside on that day. Would you carry umbrella? No, I would not carry an umbrella on that day because normally a thunderstorm is accompanied by lightning. The lightning may strike the top and metal rod of umbrella, and the lightning may ultimately harm me. Now we will perform some multiple choice questions. Earthquake of which magnitude of the following cause the maximum damage? As we know that Richter scale or any other magnitude scale is a 10 scale, 10 base scale. As we move further, the destructive power of this earthquake increases by 31.6 times. So when we move from 1 to 2, the destruction power increases by 31.6 times. If we move from 2 to 3, destruction again increases by 31.6 times. That is, at point 3, the destruction will be 100 times more than that caused on magnitude of scale, earthquake of magnitude 1. So as we move forward, the magnitude increases as well as destruction increases. So here the destruction will be more in the case of D, 7. The shaking and trembling of the earth is called, when the earth trembles or shakes, it is called earthquake. Tsunami is the earthquake when it occurs in sea. It is called tsunami. So our answer is earthquake. Next, major earthquakes are less likely to occur in, as already told, that northeast Indian states all fall in the zone 5 category. Some of the place of Rajasthan falls in category 2, 3 and 4 in the seismic zones. Zone 2, 3 and 4 of which are likely to, where the chances of earthquakes are there. It falls in category 5, zone 5. So Odisha falls in the category of zone 2. So major earthquakes are less likely to occur in Odisha. The like charges, as already told, suppose these are like charges, they repel each other. If there are opposite charges, then there is attraction between the two charges. So like charges repel each other. Now come question 5. The outermost layer of the earth is called. Here we have been given 4 options. Our answer is crust, C. As already told, that our earth has 4 layers. First comes crust, then comes mantle, then comes outer core, and then comes the inner core. It can be, the layers of the earth can be compared with an apple. Suppose this is an apple. As we know that there is the inner core, this is the core, this is the skin, this is the skin. Skin is known as, skin of the apple can be compared with the crust of the earth. This is the area of the apple which we eat. It can be compared with mantle. This is the core area which we remove from the apple. So this is the inner as well as the outer core of the earth. Inner as well as outer. Inner is inside. This is the outside of the area. This is outer core. So this is outermost part of the earth is called crust. Next question 6. Where is lightning conductor located? On the top of the building, middle of the building, anywhere can be installed. Suppose this is the building. Lightning conductor is located on the top of the building. From here, a wire is attached. It goes to the earth where a plate is hidden inside in the earth, and the lightning passes from the lightning conductor to the earth, and the building is safe. Our answer is A, on the top of the building. Next, the process of electric discharge can occur between two or more clouds and the earth within a single thundercloud unit. As already told, that lightning can take place within a single cloud, between two different clouds, or between the cloud and the earth. This is the cloud, this is also a cloud. Lightning can occur between two clouds, within the same cloud, or between the cloud and the earth. So our answer is all A, B and C. Next, the epicenter of an earth is located. Where it is located? On the surface of the earth. Suppose this is the earth, will be the epicenter, this will be the focus of the earthquake. Suppose this is the focus, and the area which lies just above that, this is the surface of the earth, and this is the epicenter. It is located on the surface of the earth. From here, the seismic waves move, spread from the focus of the earthquake. Next, a device which can be used to test whether an object is carrying a charge or not is called electroscope. We should also understand for what purpose is periscope. You may have seen submarines. It is used, periscope is used in submarines to see on the surface of the water. Microscope is used to see the microorganisms. Telescope is used to heavenly bodies, to see objects in the sky or in the high, on the moon or the other things. An earthquake under the ocean can cause tsunami. Lightning occurs in the sky, thunderstorm also in the sky. High tide is caused by moon. Next, 11th, during a thunderstorm, the charges accumulate near the upper edges of the clouds are. Suppose this is a cloud. Here will be upper end, there will be the positive charge, and the lower end, there will be the negative charges. So charges accumulate near the upper edges are positively charged. Next, sparks can be seen on an electric pole when wires become loose. When there is loose of electric wires, then there we see sparking. Next, 13th, movement of tectonic plates leads to earthquake. Floods may be caused by rains, or if a dam overflows or dam is washed away, then there may be floods, or lightning is caused when there is electric discharge from the clouds. Tsunami occurs in the sea. Question 14. As per convention, what is the charge on a glass rod when it is rubbed with a silk cloth? As per convention, when the charge on a glass rod is positive, when it is rubbed with silk cloth. Next, question 15. An earthquake of magnitude 8 or 9 on Richter scale is, here we have been given 4 options: strong, very weak, mild, and not felt. For the purpose of understanding, we have given here you the table of the magnitude of earthquakes and what it will be the likely consequences. An earthquake of 6 and above that is strong. 7 and between 7 and 9 is major. 8 and above it is considered as great. But here we will see that strong earthquake is from 6 and between 6.9. But here we have no option of great. So we will regard maximum where that we have been given. So our answer will be strong. Next, which of the following is not a safe place during lightning? If we are in an open area, then it is quite possible that we may be struck by the lightning. It is wrong. It is not a safe place. If we are on a elevated ridge means it may be a mountain or a hill range which may be on a height. So this is also wrong. But if we are inside a house, we may be safe. So which of the following is not a safe place? Both B and C. Open area as well as elevated ridge is not a safe place during lightning. Next, if two charged objects are brought close to each other, then what will be the likely consequences? Will they attract each other, repel each other? What will be the reaction, or there will be no effect? Here we have not been given whether the charged objects are of the same charge or the two charged objects are having different charges. We have not been given any option. They may repel each other or they may attract each other. Anything can happen. So our answer will be they may attract each other or depending on or repel depending on the charges they carry. Answer will be C. Next. Tsunami means earthquakes under the sea. Next, during lightning, actually dash takes place. Electric discharge takes place. You will have to write full in the exam and not A or B or C only. Next, during thunderstorm, it is safer to carry an open umbrella. If you carry an open umbrella, the lightning may accompany thunderstorm and it may cause harm to you. So it is safer? No. Take shelter under tall trees if there is a very tall tree and if it is a short tree. This is a short tree, this is a shorter tree. If there is a tall tree, there are more chances that lightning may hit it for more, striking it earlier. The chances of striking tall trees are more. So it may, if it strikes the lightning to the tall tree, it may burn. So it is not option correct. If we are in an open field, we are standing, then the lightning may also occur and strike us and we may burn severely. So this is also not correct. So from the given options, it is correct that it is safer to take shelter under short trees. This is the safe option. Answer is short trees. Which of the following occurs during lightning? Acid rain occurs? No. Acid rain occurs at the time of rain. May occur because of the accumulation of acid in the air because of air pollution. Greenhouse effect occurs due to greenhouse gases accumulate in the atmosphere. Earthing is a process by which electric discharge takes place before from a charged body to the earth. Most of the nitrogen fixation is done by plants, as you have read in the books. Some of the nitrogen fixation, only a few percentage of the total nitrogen fixation is done by lightning. So our answer is lightning. Lightning always follows rain? No. Every time there is rain, there is no. But lightning always follows thunder. There is no easy or straight path for the lightning. Lightning may occur any time, anyways. direct or in any manner. If you like our video, please like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you.